It's the most improved ball girl.
That's right. Come back here.
Karen's down the right field line. She gets miffed when we only mention Mindy. There's Karen. Slider loop to right. It could drop. Bernansky can't get to it. Great base running by Strawberry. I mean, he took off, and here he comes. Oh, boy. Now, here's the guy with one less RBI, and he just picked up an RBI for Kevin McReynolds, his 90th year.
That is really a team play right there by Darryl Strawberry. He anticipated the ball would not be caught and was running hard all the way. Kevin McReynolds hits that little slider in the air to right. Bernansky coming over, gets his glove on it. No, he really does. Ball bounces in, and with the throw going into second base, Strawberry continues around and scores.
Just terrific base running. I'd rather face the younger players than I would the older ones, though.
Especially if you got guys like McGuire and
Canseco, Dave Parker, Terry Steinbach. 1-2 to Carter. There's a young player who's been tearing it up. Greg Jeffries earned what is probably a starting berth in the National League Championship Series. It's very rare for a young player to come up, not even qualify as a rookie. He'll still be a rookie next year.
99 at-bats coming into this ball game for Jeffries.
Need 130.
130.
50 innings as a pitcher. So Jeffries will not be qualified as a second-year player next year. He'll still be a rookie.
So he could be the rookie of the year in his second year.
2-2 to Carter. Slider is outside. 3-2. Mets going for $3 million, and they'll probably reach $3 million tomorrow. They have drawn 2,930,827. About 40,000 on hand tomorrow or tonight. Sunday's a sellout. They're 26th of the year, and a big crowd expected tomorrow. 3-2 to Carter.
And the Cardinals, with the Mets' help, will go over the 2 million mark on the road, and they will become the third club. The Cubs, the Mets, and the Cardinals will be the only clubs in the National League to draw 2 million on the road.
Fake, and McReynolds back at second base.
Cardinals having a great year at home. They drew 2,892,629. They averaged over 35,000.
Ground ball left side. It was touched by the third baseman, Rod Booker, caught by Oquendo, and Carter has a rare infield hit on a nice play by Oquendo.
Well, Booker comes off trying to get to that ball, and he should. Third baseman should take everything he can. He gets a piece of the glove on it. Oquendo handles the deflection perfectly, but he's off balance, and the throw is offline. Infield hit.
McReynolds hit deep to left field. Back is Morrison. He's not going to be able to reach it. McReynolds scores. Carter to third, Backman to second. 2-0 New York. Is that a ground rule double?
Must have been, because Carter went around the bag and didn't go back.
Wally hitting it a ton to left field. His RBI is number 17 on the year.
And he gets his 11th two-base hit, and that ball bouncing over the fence, so it was a grounds rule double.
Gary's saying we will. Cone getting the sign from Sam Perlazzo. Second and third, 1 out. David has 1 RBI, that off Eric Schau back on May 20th. 3 doubles to his credit this year. 0-1 to David Cone.
David has 11 base hits, and he is becoming a better hitter as the season goes along. He's really a tough out.
Nope, he went too far. Owned by Sports Channel, as a matter of fact, the Prism Network. Chris said that David Cohn was not a good hitter, and Coney came up to the booth during the ball game.
In uniform.
In uniform, yeah. He said, hey, I've got 1 RBI. What do you mean I'm not a good hitter? So I guess David at that time supplying some conic relief.
Conic, huh?
1-0 to Mookie Wilson. New York, 2 out here in the 2nd inning. Ground ball. Guerrero catches it, and he makes the play. Pete's done a good job as a defensive player. He's only made 1 error. That was in left field. 2-0 New York after 2. We're back after this from Busch Beer. Bad hop, and Hernandez gave with it and threw it to Cohn for the out. 1 away.
Well, you really have to have good hands to adjust as quickly as Keith did. He got it right in the webbing as he took that bad hop. Makes a perfect throw to Cohn, who just gets there in time. Good hustle by Scott Terry, the pitcher.
Scott was an outfielder at one time, and Keith Hernandez was an outfielder at one time for the St. Louis Cardinals. He played a lot of left field for Ken Boyer when the late Kenny was the manager of the Cardinals in the late 70s. Here's Willie McGee, who struck out in the 1st. Fly ball, left field. Kevin McReynolds makes the play. 2 pitches and 2 outs here in the 3rd.
And an update on that Detroit Yankee game. Detroit won, Yankees nothing after 2. Cleveland leading Boston 3-0 after 2. If Detroit wins that game, the Yankees are gone. And if Boston wins their ball game, everybody's gone.
That's right. Milwaukee has to sweep, and Boston has to lose 3 in a row. And then there will be a 1-game playoff, we understand, at Milwaukee on Monday. I believe that's right. Fastball for a strike to Rod Booker, who grounded to second his first at bat.
Well, since our last broadcast, a new record has been set. Earl Hershiser has pitched 59 scoreless innings, consecutive scoreless innings, and we were talking about that before, that it'd have to go 10 innings for him to break Don Drysdale's record, and it did go. He went 10 innings. Drysdale with the old record of 58 consecutive scoreless innings. That was back in 1968.
When he came out of the game, Don Drysdale interviewed him. 3-2 to Rod Booker.
Both of them got a big break in continuing that scoreless inning streak. Drysdale hit a batter with the bases loaded. The umpire ruled that the batter didn't try to get out of the way. Dick Dietz didn't allow it.
Ground ball to short, 6-3.
And then Hershiser got a ruling that kept him from losing it when they ruled interference on a double play ball.
2-0 Mets, middle of the 3rd. We're back. And the fastball is outside and low. In the 1st inning, Jeffries grounded to second. One 1-0 to Greg Jeffries. 2-0 Mets here in the bottom of the 3rd. David Cohn, if he goes 6 innings of shutout ball, he will win the ERA championship, provided Joe McGrain doesn't come back to pitch on Sunday.
And for the Cardinals, they have listed Darling, the Mets have listed Darling and undecided for the St. Louis Cardinals. So they might push him in there if he has a shot at it.
Maybe. 2-0 to Greg. Little looper in the center. It could drop and will. So Greg Jeffries with a little off the end of the bat base hit to center. And the batter, Keith Hernandez.
Now batting, the first baseman, Keith Hernandez.
Well, the Mets pick up their 4th hit. And they all look like line drives in the box scores.
Greg, a threat to run. He has stolen 5 straight bases. Line to right, base hit. Jeffries will go at least to third. Bernansky bobbles it, but Hernandez stays at first base, so no error on the ball. Bernansky's only made 1 error in 274 chances in right field. First and third, nobody out.
Well, Keith gets his 3rd hit this year against his former team. This is his 30th at bat. Bernansky bobbles it, but gets it back into the cutoff man, and Keith Hernandez, after a big turn, holds it first. And the Mets have runners at first and third with no one out.
Fastball for a strike, 0-1 to Strawberry. Darrell, a chance to pick up some RBIs. He has 97 on the year. A dinger will do it for the big 100 mark. He drove in 104 last year. Slider is low, 1-1. So if the Mets sweep the Cardinals this weekend, they will surpass their highest victory total at Shea Stadium. Line drive, there's number 98. As Jeffrey scores, Hernandez goes to third. It's 3-0 New York.
Well, Darrell gets this low fastball and drills it into right center field. Ball played back in by McGee, and on the play, Jeffrey scores from third, and the Mets lead at 3-0.
So now McReynolds could hit 100 with something other than a hit, a long fly ball. Fielder's choice. Infield and double play depth. Slider, strike 1. Boy, he picked it up in the second half. Wow. There goes Strawberry. Fastball is fouled away. 0-2 to McReynolds.
Darrell needs 2 stolen bases to have 30 for the year. And that would again put him in the 30-30 club. Last year, he and Howard Johnson became the first teammates to join the 30-30 club.
Grounded foul. Still 0-2 to McReynolds.
McReynolds has 18 game-winning RBIs this year. That's second in the National League. He actually could have 19 because he's driven in the first run of this game. If the Mets hold on, don't lose the lead.
Hernandez had 24 2 years ago. That's the Met high. And for a time there, Keith had more game-winning RBIs than anybody in baseball since the initiation of that peculiar stat. It was initiated back in 1979. I don't know if it's a stat as much as it is a department.
Leader in the National League is Eric Davis with 21 this year.
0-2 to McReynolds. Little loop for the center field. Alicea back. Hernandez halfway, and he has to go back. You go halfway on a ball like that. So, for the time being, McReynolds' 100th RBI is on the shelf.
Now batting the shortstop.
Lost a good shot out of
Howard
there.
Johnson.
Still first and third. 1 out, and Howard Johnson the batter. Sore in any way? He said no. So the Mets are very happy about that. Outside ball, it's Hojo. That to me is the biggest key in hitting. Slider for a strike. 1-1 to Johnson. That was just a cough there. That doesn't mean cough or anything. Strawberry leaning, and there he goes. He really gave that one away. The throw out at second, but he appeared to be safe. But Darrell gunned out by Tony Pena. 2 outs here in the third. Darrell leaning that time like the Tower of Pisa.
Well, Pena has a tough pitch to handle. He comes up throwing, gets it right in the right spot as Oquendo makes the tag. And Keith, of course.
Keith ought to loosen up, don't you think?
Yeah, he's tight, isn't he?
1-2 to Johnson. Got him. Didn't mean to go, but he did. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 left. The end of 3. It's 3-0 New York. Rusty Staub joins Rafa.
Keith Hernandez was he was running so far in, and he got such a good jump. He had a stop route. If he would have kept running, he would have gone right across the infield. There's no chance here. You see how fast Hernandez gets to it. He throws the runner out by 10, 12 feet. Hey, you credit Scott Terry for going down that baseline hard.
He almost beat out a ball that took a bad hop back in the third. So now 1 away, runner still at first and second, and Willie McGee the batter. Willie is 0 for 2, has struck out and flied to left, and the fastball is called a strike. McGee hitting .289. And the split finger fastball for a ball, 1-1. McGee has led the league in hitting. He hit .353 the year he led it.
Remember one thing, every defensive player with the Mets is aware of what's going on here with David Cone and his earned run average title.
And he just misses with a fastball, 2-1.
And they would all do anything they could do to try to help him win them.
Actually played the infield in with 1 out in the second inning. Try and keep the run from crossing home plate, and the Cardinals did not get it to cross. And this is popped up into shallow left center. It'll drop in. McReynolds has a play at third, and he gets the force play at third base, and another fine assist for Kevin McReynolds, who's coming up on Rusty Staub's record.
McReynolds coming in hard. It's bad base running by Alicea. It's a good play by McReynolds. Good hard throw. Look how much he's out. That's not good base running. And give himself a chance, and Kevin McReynolds takes advantage of it. What a good throw.
So a break for David Cone. Now 2 men away, and the batter is Rod Booker, and he takes the first pitch for ball 1. Booker grounded out his first 2 times up. Booker off to a great start, hitting .417 coming into this game with 10 hits. And he fouls the fastball back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Drifting back, and David Cohn pitches out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, a walk, and 2 men left on base. And the score at the end of 4.5 innings, the Mets 3 and the Cardinals.
He now has a single, a double, and a triple as he doubles to right center field.
Hey, that's 2 base running mistakes, if you want to call it that. So Morris hitting this ball. It's on the line. Strawberry is close. Bernansky stopped right at second base. I'm not saying it's a bad base running play. It just was a very unaggressive base running play. And that has saved David Cohn, giving up a run so far.
Now, Coney's in real trouble with runners at second and third and 1 out. And there's a base hit. Brunansky scores. Morris is going to be held. The throw comes through, and now Okendo is hung up between first and second. Johnson throws behind Morris, but he's safe. Okendo back to first, but the Cardinals score an earned run, and so David Cohn's chances of overtaking Joe McGrain for the ERA title appear to be dwindling to nothing, as it is now the 6th inning, and David needed 6 innings of scoreless ball to get it.
Okendo right back through the middle. A good line drive base hit. Mookie Wilson charged his ball very well. Good enough to hold him at third base. Throws way up the line. Carter. He makes a good throw to Howard Johnson, but Keith Hernandez had to be in for the cutoff. Quick throw to third. That's a little late, too.
Here's Tony Pena, and the breaking ball low and outside. Ball 1. Now, Cohn still has a chance. And we will figure up what 1 run would do over the course of 8 or 9 innings if he can go that far.
Come on, Artie.
Our crack statistician Arthur Friedman will handle it. Grounded to third. Good short hop play by Jeffries for the force. Double play, no. Hernandez can't come up with the ball. Morris scores. And it's now a 3-2 ball game.
And he gets an RBI on this ball. This is a really good play here. Jeffries getting the ball quickly. It's a good delivery. Backman doing his best to get it to Hernandez, but Keith cannot hold on to that ball. I mean, this is a good delivery. Running. Backman, good hard throw. You see it's a little bit off to the right. That ball did not hit the ground.
Now Luis Alicea pops it up into short right field, and Strawberry comes in to make the play, and the inning is over. But the Cardinals score 2 runs on 3 hits, and they leave one here in the 6th inning. David Cohn sees his chances for the ERA title dwindle away, but the Mets still lead 3-2 in the middle of the 6th, and we're back after this for Nissan. 9 innings, he cannot win the ERA crown. He would be at 2.22, and that would not be good enough to overtake Joe McGrain, who is at 2.18. So
how many extra innings do we have to play for him to win?
Well, then, if that happens, then the Cardinals would tie it with a run. It would have to be an unearned run.
Yes.
And I guess that's still within the realm of possibility. Howard Johnson laces one past McGee all the way to the wall in right center. Bojo will hold up at second with a leadoff double. The ball gets away, but it's headed toward third. So no chance for Johnson to advance further.
Now batting the catcher, Gary Carter.
Howard Johnson, they're getting struck out on a couple of changeups. Scott Terry gets that tailing fastball out over the plate. Howard Johnson pulls that fastball away as good as anybody. And he hit a bullet in right center field.
8th hit for New York. And the batter, Gary Carter. Johnson's 21st double of the year. Carter, with an infield base hit back in the 2nd, is 1 for 2. Pops it up, and it's playable in foul territory for Rod Booker, the third baseman. 1 away.
Scott Terry jammed Gary Carter that time, came inside.
Second baseman, Wally Backman.
Gary a little mad at himself.
Here's Wally Backman, who doubled in a run back in the second and tried to bunt his way on in the fourth, but was thrown out by Scott Terry. Johnson at second with one out. Ball one. Wally hitting .335 over his last 65 games. Has had a terrific second half after an abysmal start.
This next few days will decide whether Wally Backman hits 300 or not. You can bet after that dismal start, he wants to prove that he can be in that slot. It's a 300 sacker.
High and tight, ball two.
Tell you what, it's really a credit to him to get to that. I mean, he has really worked hard. There were a lot of very tough mental nights for him during that first 2 months of the season.
And a lesser guy might have just hung it up. Well, Wally came back with a vengeance. He's hitting .298 at the start of play and 1 for 2 tonight. So he's right at that 300 number. And it's ball three. David Cone on deck. Wonder if Coney's hoping for extra innings.
He's hoping to win number 20.
That's the main thing. Win the 20th game. Ball four to Backman. He walks on 4 pitches. And David Cone will be hitting with runners at first and second and 1 out. Third walk issued by Terry. One of those was intentional.
Well, the whole infield's coming in to discuss what they're going to do in this bunting situation. Pedro Guerrero looks like he's real excited about it.
That's right, Pete.
I mean, he is really keyed up. He's saying, will somebody please tell me what we're doing?
Now he's looking in the dugout for some help.
You know he doesn't want to be playing in too close. But he's in on the grass.
Now, David's one of the few right-handed throwers who swings from the left side. Booker at third and Guerrero at first moving in. Rotation plays on and Coney swings away. It's off the glove of Alicea. Backman goes to third. He's being held there. Johnson scores, and it's now 4-2 New York.
Give Davy Johnson some credit here.
Of the year. Each will receive not only a plaque commemorating this event, but a check for $1,000 payable to his favorite charity. And now, the 2 MetLife Mets of the Year, Darryl Strawberry and Kevin McReynolds.
Well, a fine year by Big Mac, that's for sure, as well as Strawberry leading the league in home runs for the National League. So MetLife Mets of the Year. Mookie Wilson, the batter, to face Ken Daly with first and third and 1 out, and he fouls it back for strike 1. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning with New York leading St. Louis 4-2. Mookie with a base hit to left his last time up. One ball, one strike. Mookie with a chance to hit 300, hitting .298 right now. And he's hit now in 15 of his last 17. Inside again, 2-1.
At this time of year, we can tell you that he's on the high side at 298. Because he came into the game hitting 298, and he's 1 for 3. So another hit might actually move him right at 300.
Fouled off down the right field line. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Everyone well aware of the fact that the Mets have to make a real tough decision after this postseason play this year on just where they're going with not only Mookie Wilson, but a couple of other people.
Grounded up the middle, but right there's Alicea. Steps on the back to Oquendo in time at first. Oquendo's relay very close, but in time, and the double play ends the inning. Side corner for David Cohn's 5th strikeout of the night.
Center fielder, Willie McGee.
Here's the pitch. Good hard fastball, tailing back, catching that inside corner.
Top of the order.
The 6th in Cleveland.
And a strike called to Rod Booker. Booker 0 for 3. The Boston Red Sox magic number is uno. If they win, it's all over. Could be all over if they don't win. Grounded to second. Backman. And wisely, Howard Johnson holds it as Booker runs extremely well. So Booker on the fielder's choice changes with McGee now 2 away.
Backman, a very aggressive play here. See that bad hop he got at the end. That ball really came up on him. A good quick turn and a good throw to get that lead runner.
Well, Russ, another no-hit bid has gone by the boards in the 9th inning.
Pinch hitter Jim Traber singled to right field with 2 outs in the 9th to spoil it for Dave Steve again.
Can you believe that?
2 outs in the 9th. That's twice in a month.
Dave Steve with 8 2/3 no hit, and pinch hitter Jim Traber singles to right. And 2 out in the 9th inning, and he loses the no-hitter. That'll make you start talking to yourself. Huh? How many pitchers get a chance once in a season? And here Steve's had 2 shots.
About 2 and 3 or 4 appearances.
1 ball to count to Guerrero. He fouls it back into the screen. In case you were on Mars, Venus, or just plain forgot, David Cohn hit Pedro Guerrero earlier in the year when Pete was with the Dodgers with a breaking ball after pitching a fastball tight to him. And a slight melee ensued, as they say.
After Guerrero, who outweighs him by about 40 pounds, threw the bat at him.
Breaking ball for a strike over the outside corner, 1-2. Guerrero throwing the bat and then semi-charging the mound.
He ran as fast as he could as long as someone could catch him.
Didn't want to outrun Gary Carter. or I think it was Mackie Sasser. I'm not sure. Somebody got him from behind. 2-2 now. Booker has not exhibited a lot of power this year. Grounded to third. Line drive to third. Jeffrey snagging it for the final out. 1 hit, 1 left in the 7th for St. Louis. 4-2 New York after 6.5. Back to Shea after this for the good old Skies. Of course, they also want Timmy as his running mate for vice president.
I would be interested in watching the campaign.
Yeah, I'd be interested in watching the results. Greg Jeffries will lead it off. Jeffries hitting .324. And he takes a strike.
with a base hit to center in the third. Bunting for a base hit, too hard though, right back to Daly, who throws him out, 1 away. Mets leading 4-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning.
First baseman, Keith Hernandez.
Jeffrey showed exceptional speed right there. That was a hard bunt right back to the pitcher. And that was a half a step to first base, and Daly didn't dally around.
Dilly Daly. Dally Daly. A dilly dally. Is that like rubber baby buggy bumpers or something?
Excuse me?
Toy boat?
You want to run that by again?
You know, those tongue twisters.
You have children, I don't.
Oh, Tim Jones stays in the game and plays second base, replacing Luis Alicea. A strike. 1-1 to Keith. Keith singled to right in the third. Sharply grounded a base hit by Jones into right field. Second hit for Hernandez, who was aboard at first with 1 away.
Now batting the right fielder, Darryl Strawberry.
Here's the straw man, and Hernandez will leave the game in favor of Keith Miller, who will pinch run for him. Keith still not fully recovered from the hamstring problem, so no chances will be taken as Keith Miller loosens up to run at first base.
Davey Johnson is pleased, though, to see Keith Hernandez snapping that ball hard now.
He's swinging the bat very well tonight. Strawberry has walked twice and drove in a run with a single in the third inning. Takes a fastball for strike 1.
I don't think anybody who really follows the Mets will ever forget that home run that Darryl Strawberry hit off Ken Daly in the first game of that big 3-game series. That was back in 1985. With that ball off the scoreboard.
Off the Redbird insignia.
Wow. In St. Louis.
Titanic shot. Of course, I guess got to go some to surpass the one he hit the first series this year in Montreal that hit the service ring of the Big O Olympic Stadium. Snap throw by Pena, but Miller gets back. 1 ball, 1 strike to Strawberry. Darryl has hit .368 over his last 12 coming into tonight and is hitting .268 on the season.
Darryl starting to use the middle part of the field again. That was his greatest success this year. He got to where he was pulling that front shoulder out and exploding too early. Was not handling the ball away from him at all.
Fouls this one back. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
As you said, Steve, this last 2 weeks plus maybe, we've seen the real Darryl Strawberry at the plate again.
That has to also gladden the heart of Mr. Johnson and others.
You could bet on it.
With the timing of that event.
Or as Timmy says, you can book it.
Right. A little bit high. 2-2. Darryl now with an RBI in this game and a total of 98 on the year, looking for that magic 100. And he chases one high and away, and he's out of there. First strikeout for Daly, and 2 out here in the 7th inning.
Up next, the left fielder, Kevin McCarver.
Another update. Top of the 7th now. Detroit ahead of the Yankees 3-2. And Cleveland has also scored in the bottom of the 6th. It's 4-2 now. Cleveland over Boston.
Chet Lemon with a home run for the Tigers to give them a 3-2 lead over the Yankees. Kevin McReynolds takes way outside, ball 1. McReynolds tonight 1 for 3, doubled to drive in a run and later scored in the 2nd inning. McReynolds with 99 RBIs on the year.
Had men in scoring position the last 2 times up. The first of those 2, a man on third and less than 2 outs, so he had an opportunity.
Miller running, and he's out of there. So McReynolds left at the plate. The 7th inning ends, and the Mets are up 4-6.
Strikeout, and the Cardinals go in order for the 3rd time in this game. David.
Ground ball, Backman charging. Got him! The culmination of an outstanding season by David Cone as he becomes only the 4th pitcher in the history of the New York Mets to win as many as 20 games in a season. His sparkling record of 20-3 puts him into the books with the likes of Tom Seaver, Jerry Koosman, and Dwight Gooden in 1984, the other 3 New York Mets hurlers who have won 20.
And he also ties Tom Seaver with 8 straight wins in 8 straight starts. So Tom Seaver, and there you couldn't be congratulated by a higher-ranking person in this city.
Former President Richard Nixon in the dugout to greet David. He is a huge fan and a fan of the New York Mets as well as baseball. How about that? David Cone's 8th complete game of the year, and none sweeter for the Coney.